you're watching this because you're an artist and you feel this need inside you to express yourself in some way. And whatever that looks like, it has to be done. Like, it's innately part of you. We all need somewhere to put our feelings and our thoughts and our expression. And if that's visual art or writing or singing or cooking or whatever it is, it needs to go somewhere. And that is a part of who you are. So if you're not doing that, you're not fully showing up to others. They're not getting the full benefit of who you are when you're lit up, when you're excited, when you're thriving. Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here. Let's dive into art making processes today. And if you're like me, you love making everything just so, preparing the space, getting ready to make art. You might be like me, where you have these really cool ideas, or you have this need to make something and you sit down. Actually, no, that's half my issue. I don't sit down. It's all in my head. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And you might even get your paper ready or your bits ready, and then you freeze. And I talk a little bit about this in my previous video about starting with a post-it note, because a lot of the time for me, the freeze moment is this perfectionism that's holding me back. You know, if I can't show up to make this amazing masterpiece or have 5 hours of free time where I get to create without limits, then I'm not going to do it at all. You know, 5 minutes isn't enough to make art. That's a lie. But today we're going to address this idea that making art is actually selfish, and it can hold you back. It can stop you from making work because being selfish is bad, right? Maybe you've been socialized like I was, where you're taught to give back and constantly make sure everybody else is okay, or check in on the needs of others and make sure that the world is calm and safe for everybody. And that's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to be there for everyone. And it kind of means that your needs go on the back burner. Maybe you've had children where kids and life and family and everything and work and pets and all the things that need to happen are all way ahead of your needs, which are at the bottom of the rung. Where we're taught that if you're not meeting the needs of other people, or then you're automatically taking away from other people, or you're not considering others. And I would like to argue that that is actually not true. Because if you're asking this question, is it selfish to make art, then you're already not a selfish person. You already have that self-awareness of other people and that consideration, and you're already thinking of others just by asking that question. So, no. I had this question recently and I want to address it. Teresa writes, "Doing art for myself feels selfish. Like that's not enough of a purpose or a reason. That feeling is a big stumbling block for me. Do you have any advice?" I totally hear you and understand where this is coming from, because I feel like that can trickle out into all areas of my life. Like even making dinner for myself. If it's just me, it's not a good enough reason to get all the pots and pans out and make a really beautiful meal. I would be more inclined to do that if I had other people with me and make a big fanfare and a fuss of it. But when it's just me, it's like, well, I'm not going to bother. And it's a little bit like that with art, because it's like, if you're just making something for yourself, you're not going to show it to anybody. It's purely just for the process. You know, why bother? It doesn't feel like enough of a drive because you could just not. And I felt this way for most of my life. And it's only recently that I recognized that in myself that it came from a place of low self-worth, where I had always put myself at the end of the list, my needs at the end of the list, and would make sure everybody else's needs were met because they were pedestaled. They were more important needs than mine, when actually that's not true. And what I have found is it doesn't serve those people. It doesn't help. I mean, it does For some people, it really helps if you can squish yourself down and not have needs, sure. But are they the kind of people that you want in your life? Difficult if it's family members. Let's not go there. But the people who are worth their salt and who do love you want you to have your needs met as well, to have that equal balance in relationship. And it's very scary to do if you have been at the bottom of the list all your life and you've put yourself there, or you have been taught to put yourself there. The best thing you can do for others is actually to show up in your fullest self. So art making is a really great place to start because it's a small thing you can do to start showing yourself that evidence that your needs matter, you are important. And this is something I'm practicing at the moment. I'm still going through that at the moment. So I'm with you on this. I want to share with you some artworks today that I've made where it comes across as selfish. And that's because in my artwork, I'm the one who features. I'm the main character because I am. I am only living my life, and it has to be an expression and representation of my life. I wonder if we can reframe it so that it's actually, by making art, it's a service to others because you are then showing up as you. You're gifting them the full version of you. It's like when you're on an airplane traveling to some amazing place and they say, make sure you put your face mask on first before helping others, because if you're not looking after yourself first, then you can't help other people. I did an 100-day drawing challenge last year, and when I started showing up for myself daily, doing a tiny drawing, 5-minute, sometimes 1-minute drawings, but it was every day, and I was showing up for myself, and it was never to be seen by anybody. I wasn't going to show anyone. It was just for me. And it didn't feel important. It didn't feel enough. There were lots of times where I was like, what is the point in this? This is dumb. But building on that and showing up for myself every single day in the smallest way really did prove to myself that I have a need to express myself, and I myself am fulfilling that for myself. And when you can meet your own needs for yourself, you are unstoppable. But at the same time, there's this childlike need inside me that I have to make sure the other person is okay because I don't want them to leave, or I don't want them to think that I'm a bad person and then leave, or I don't want to be abandoned by them or rejected by them because I'm not meeting their needs in some way. And in order to make sure I'm not getting abandoned by them, I would abandon myself or my own needs and push that down. And what that just reiterates to me is that my needs don't matter. I'm not as important as the other person, or that the other person can meet my needs better than me. So what I'm learning now through showing up in smaller ways, like actually cooking a beautiful meal for myself, or actually doing the art practice every day that I told myself that I wanted to do, and showing up in those small ways helps reinstate in my brain, in my subconscious, that I am also important and that also my needs do matter. Start with the classic one. Back and forth, such is life, feeling good, feeling down. That is kind of how it goes. But this is me, and this is me, and this is all about me in my life. And it was just something I needed to express that day. I can help you in darkness, tension, and pain. This was about a bird that hit my window, but he was okay, folks. And I sat with him until he felt better and just kind of sent him lots of love. And it was just a day in the life, and I wanted to express it that day. So purely just about me and my life. This was around going to see a house that I thought I might like to live in and starting a life that is my own. It's true human, your body is a little different. Feeling like a whale that day. All me. These are just thoughts. Thoughts around cutting the grass. Thoughts around things that I can create. It must end up in material. Making every day one step at a time. This is about growing and feeling better. But again, all just feelings that come up for me. Feelings of loneliness, wearing a onesie, down and out. Some of these arts are very sad. So, in conclusion, no and yes. Yes, art is a selfish thing to do, but no, it's not selfish because that doesn't make sense. It is selfish to make art, and that is okay. Art making is part of your well-being routine. It's part of daily life. It's part of who you innately are. The world needs you to show up in exactly who you are right now today. No more, no less. Thank you for watching, my friend, and please go and make your own art for yourself, because the more you do it, the more you will reiterate to yourself that you're worth it, you're important, your needs matter. I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you so much for all your likes and comments, and that's amazing. And please continue to like and subscribe. I hate saying that, but it really helps me because it makes me know that I'm making a difference to you and adding value to your world in even the smallest way, and that means the world to me. Bye. Why is there a lawnmower? No. Shh, we're filming.